Hello, welcome back to the North Carolina Roots Festival, May 31st, 2025, right here in the great city of Reidsville, North Carolina, brought to you by the NC100. We're super excited. I'm Chris Ross of the Black Ross Network under the production of the Mix Network, and we are here with a another one. I'm gonna give you that DJ Khaled, another esteemed guest, Mr. Chris Reid. What's happening, Chris?
How you doing, Chris?
Brother,
I'm doing good.
Right, Chris and Chris.
Yes,
right?
sir.
I keep telling the man we're gonna take over the world.
We can do it.
We can do it. Can't we?
We can do it right now if you want to.
Especially with Christ being at the end of that, right?
Yes.
He took over the world, so guess what?
Yes,
We can too. Right on, right on. It's hard being a Chris sometimes, don't it?
It is. It's real hard.
It's real hard.
I face challenges every day.
Every day.
But I get through them.
Yes, sir. So, Chris, can you talk a little bit about what you do and the part that you play here for NC100 and the North Carolina Roots Festival all collaborate together?
So I'm a sponsor of the Roots Festival. I'm also the chairman of NC100, who's sponsoring the whole group.
Absolutely. I absolutely love it. I see you got this award right here. Let's talk a little bit about this award you got here, man.
So this is given from the Chamber of Commerce, the Reidsville Chamber of Commerce.
I love it.
And when I didn't know I was getting the award, but I was told I needed to be at that event. Now, I'm a small business, so it's me and my office manager.
Yeah,
and then Kim with KLD Enterprise also works up part-time.
Right.
And everybody was like, you got to go, you got to go. I said, look, I got work to do. I got to run calls and do this and that.
Yeah.
And then the chamber president, Diane Sawyer, called me, and she said, look, you don't come to many events. We know you sponsor, but you need to be at this event.
That's right. That's
so
right.
I go to the event, and I try to stay out the way.
That's right.
I do my thing, and I try to stay out the way.
Yes, yes.
So I'm sitting me and Charlie, we're sitting at my table, and they go into the process of announcing awards, announcing a nonprofit and another other guy, and then they said Reidsville Chamber Business Person of the Year, and they said Reid's Computer Sales, Chris Reid, and I heard it, but I didn't hear it.
Right.
You know, that it wasn't something that I was looking at getting.
Sure.
And then Charlie was sitting beside me, and she kind of nudged me, and she was like, "Hey, they just called your name."
Yeah.
And I said, "Call my name for what?" She said, "Business Person of the Year." Now, the whole time, Chris, I'm hearing this, but I don't hear it. My brain hadn't, connected with it yet.
Right.
So, like, at this point, Mayor Gorham's table is right there, and he looking, and people start clapping, and then the chamber ladies are calling me to come up, and so I get up, and I'm kind of still in that daze.
Sure. Yeah.
But I got up, and then when I got up, hugged the two ladies, and then one of the ladies, Jennifer Lester, who was reading the stuff about me, she said when she hugged me, she whispered in my ear, and she said, "Reid, we're gonna be here a while."
Wow.
And so they went through all the steps, all the stages, all the things that I've done, stuff that I do regular. It's not something that I do to get an award for. It's just stuff that I do.
Yes.
But evidently people recognized it, and they gave me the award for doing that.
Chris, lastly, what I wanted to ask you is, can you talk a little bit about how your passion led to this award and the importance of letting your passion lead you and not money?
Well, we like money.
Oh, yes, sir. Now we do now.
So when I reached out to some other business leaders after I got the award, and I'm a humble person.
Right on.
So, like I said, I didn't think I did anything to get this award.
Right on.
But from what I even made the comment, it's probably somebody more deserving to get this award than me.
Right on.
And I had a couple business people in the community say, "Look, you need to stop.
Yeah.
You pushed yourself to get this."
That's right.
And I said, "Well, you're going to have to explain." And they said, "Well, that's good when you don't understand what you did, but I'm going to tell you, you go out of your way to help people."
Yeah.
They said, one of the guys said, "How many times have you been to my office?" I said, "Well, I come to your office all the time." He said, "When was the last time you gave me a bill?" And I said, "Well," I said, "once we finish, you'll get a bill, but until I think it's right, then I'm not going to bill you." And he came back and he said, "That's not the way it works." He said, "If we run calls and run to somebody's office 3, 4, 5, 6 times, we're going to have to bill them every time." He said that's one point that people see when they dealing with you is because they know that you actually care and you're not in it strictly for the money like a lot of people are.
Right. I love what you said during the beginning. Yes, we all do love money. Can you talk a little bit about that journey to getting to the bag, as they would say? I know that's a tough one, right?
It is a tough. So when I started, I've been in business 20 years last month. 20 years.
Yes.
When I started, I was a manager at a retail chain.
So gotcha.
My thing was retail chain paid good money.
Yeah.
But I knew I didn't want to do that for my whole career.
I got you.
So about 14 years ago, I left the retail chain. I already had customers established because I started my business while I was working for this retail chain.
Got you.
So once I started my business, left the retail chain, I'm like, all right, this is flowing.
It's right, right?
But, we got to get up and get it.
That's right,
we got to get it.
Absolutely.
So we branched out and started doing more things rather than just doing the computers.
Yes.
We started doing websites. We started doing networking. We started doing cabling.
I got it.
We started doing custom computers, office
sir.
computers, complete office setups, conference room setup.
Right on.
Security cameras.
Yeah.
Security cameras is good money.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's good money.
I love it.
That's good money.
I love it, man. I love it. Thank you so much for sharing a little bit of that with us. Can you talk about your connection with the mayor? I think you already said it, didn't you? The mayor, Donna Gorham, didn't you?
He was a teacher at my school, my elementary school, and then coming on up through high school.
I got you.
Gorham was implanted in the situation.
Yeah.
Pretty much my whole life. My mom and dad went to school with Mayor Gorham.
I got you.
It was like, back then, if you cut up in school, you gonna get a paddling in school.
Oh yeah. By somebody else.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, Mayor Gorham was almost the official paddler at my school, Winsburg.
He probably let you have it too, Jack.
I couldn't tell you how many times Mayor Gorham lit a hold of me. But look, it didn't stop. Back then, things were different back when we came up.
Yes, they were.
So when Mayor Gorham would get a hold to me, then didn't have no cell phones or whatnot.
No.
So he would call Mama. Because they knew each other, or my daddy.
Oh, your
daddy. They knew each other.
That's right.
And I'm getting, if daddy picked us up from school and happened to be off work, he gonna get us. We won't have to worry about mama. But Gorham got me, and then my daddy got. But if my mama picked me up from school, then mama gonna get me, and then daddy gonna get me
you too. Yeah.
Now look, if my grandma happened to pick me up from school, I done got 4 that day.
Oh man. I absolutely love it, man. Listen, this has been a great conversation that we had.
Having me on,
absolutely, man. And we appreciate giving us a little bit of your time, man. Go ahead and enjoy the festival, man, as we continue to enjoy these sounds of Miss Sasha King.
I appreciate it.
All right, listen, this is the North Carolina Roots Fest, brought to you by NC100. I'm Chris Ross of the Black Ross Network. We'll be right back with more conversations at the North Carolina Roots Festival. Peace.